That's the Democrat of Oregon, a congressman, considered one of the blue dog Democrats. Congressman, how do you feel about this?
I feel a lot better than I did earlier last night, I can tell you that. We helped avoid a huge crisis that I think would have sent the stock markets really tumbling.
The stock markets have done okay in government shutdowns, by the way, Congressman. But were you concerned that this could have gone on pretty long?
Well, yeah, I mean, given the ideological differences we have here on Capitol Hill, a lot of different views, a very, very broad spectrum of philosophies, I thought that was going to be a big hang-up. The budget numbers were relatively agreed upon a few days ago, and at this stage of the game, it's small potatoes compared to the bigger budget prices we're going to be facing over the next few months and, frankly, in the coming years. We got to get after this.
It might be small potatoes, but boy, you guys made a hell of a fuss over small potatoes, you know?
I agree with that. I agree with that. This democracy we live in, pretty messy process, but at the end of the day, it's still the best process.
So where do you think it goes? I was mentioning, sir, the process over the next week or so to make sure this thing is sealed and delivered and done. And I'm told by a number of very smart folks in your fine party, the Republican Party, the Tea Party, that there is a lot left to do, and it isn't necessarily a done deal. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree with that. It's a done deal. This was a hard-fought battle with the president, Reid, Boehner, our leadership. I think it's pretty well set. The CR, the short-term CR from last night, affected a few programs, things you'd prefer probably not to cut, but if everyone's going to take a haircut, those are decent. We've got the budget battle coming up, and I think the leadership on both sides want to turn to the 2012 budget. That's where the real battle's going to be. Just between you and me, I bet Ryan's budget that privatizes Medicare passes next week, and then we'll move on to the real serious discussion about what are we going to do over the long term, and the debt ceiling will be the next big battle for us.
Always with the threat of a shutdown? Is that where this is always going to go?
I don't know. I'm a veterinarian by trade, and I think people are like animals. There's learned behavior, and if I'm a Tea Party guy, I know, hey, I'll just keep pushing it to the edge and suggest shutdown, and maybe I'll get my way.
You think that was what's going on here?
I think it's exactly what was going on. I think that's exactly what was going on. We actually did the Pavlovian experiment and proved that it works. That you can feed the beast.
And it did work, right?
Blue dog, though, I think the cuts are appropriate. What we need to do, though, is get on bigger policy, which deals with tax reform. The defense industry needs to have it looked at very, very carefully, and we also need to do entitlement work. We've got some real big work ahead of us, Neil.
So the Tea Party did okay in this?
If I'm a Tea Party person, I would think I'd done all right, but I guess Republican Study Committee and some of the others aren't real pleased. There were 45 no votes last night. Hey, you can't please everybody.
Very interesting point. Congressman, thank you for sticking around. I know you had a long night. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're a little tired, Neil.
All right. You heard about those 45